Hello, my loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back, welcome back. Today we are doing this green. I'm gonna call it a green beat because it is green. It is neon green. It is beautiful. It is fun. It's making me happy. I used 3 different palettes to achieve this, and I must say, I'm very proud of myself. I told myself I needed to start using more than one palette to really just kind of dig in and really use the eyeshadow that I have, and I've been doing really, really good with that. It's just kind of like 1 or 2 shades out of, I'm using mostly one palette and then 1 or 2 shades just to kind of round out everything that I really wanted to happen. I do have my face done already today. I used this for the first time after the debacle of yesterday's video and me just really not knowing what to do about that foundation. I did end up enjoying that foundation, by the way. It really did kind of settle into my face, but I will tell you, I am thoroughly enjoying this one. This is the Revlon Age Defying 3X foundation. This is in the shade 20 Tender Beige. This is really, really nice. I used just 1 pump of this and just kind of like dotted it. I used my beauty blender and just kind of like dotted it where I really needed the coverage. And I'm really, really enjoying the way that my skin looks. It's still my skin. I have a very, very thin layer of foundation on, but it really got rid of my redness, and it's just really nice. You can still see my skin, you can still see my beauty marks, but I'm very evened out. I don't look dry at all. It's really, really beautiful. And not only that, but I think that this shade matches me beautifully. So that makes me really, really happy. The next thing I put on was a little bit of my concealer. I'm really, really enjoying this concealer. This is the Revlon Candid concealer. This is in the shade 005. I really, really like this one. I didn't use a ton of it. I just put a little bit right where my kind of like eye bags are the darkest, and a little bit on my forehead. I didn't really highlight too much today. I wanted to keep my skin really nice and fresh. I wanted the eye to shine on its own. So yeah, just did a little tiny bit of this. I used a little bit of my e.l.f. Putty blush. This is in the shade, Lord, I can't tell you because I don't know. I think it's Turks and Caicos, but I am not positive. Do not hold me to that. Yes, Turks and Caicos. So it's just a really beautiful, really, really subtle blush, just to bring a hint of color back to my face. That's what she looks like. She's really, really beautiful. I just apply it with my beauty blender. I just kind of rub the flat side and then just kind of pack it onto my cheeks. Really, really pretty. Really nice, light, very natural looking flush of color. I'm really enjoying that. And I used a couple of powders for bronzer / contour today. Again, I didn't really want to chisel my face too much. I just wanted to bring a little bit of life and color back to it. Whew, sorry, excuse me. I used the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. Guys, this one is fantastic. A really fantastic, beautiful bronzer. I like the tone of this. It's not too warm. It's not too cool. It's not ashy on me at all. I use the shade 02 Sun Kissed. Really kind of perfect for me. And then over top of that, I've really been feeling this powder. It is the cheapest thing in the world, but I just love the tone and the color so much. This is the Malibu Glitz Just Face Powder. This is in the shade Honey, though. I get this off of Shop Miss A. So good, so good. And especially for $1, you just can't beat it. For primers today, I used 2. I used another Shop Miss A product. This is actually so good. This is the most hydrating, yummy primer. I love it so much. This is the AOA Studios Aqua Hydrating Face Primer. Again, this is $1, guys. So good. I put this on first, and then I went over top of that in just a couple of areas on my forehead where my scowl lines are, on the side of my nose, a little bit on my chin and upper lip. This is everybody knows this one. This is the Maybeline Baby Skin. Really nice, kind of like blurring, pore filling silicone primer. I like this one as well. I also went in with just a touch of my L'Oreal Magic Base, and I just did that on the sides of my nose and my upper lip. just to really blur out and fill in my pores. I have been loving this one to death recently, and I have used it every single day since I got it, and I still have quite a bit of it left. I haven't really even made a dent in it, honestly, so I'm super happy about that. Love this one. And I think, oh, highlighter. I did use my Moira highlighter. This is the Moira Aqua Liquid Highlighter. This is in the champagne, this is in the shade Dewy Gold 04. Love it. This is the first time I've really played with it and really used it the way that you're supposed to use it. And I think that my highlight is beautiful. It's subtle and natural, but still very much there. I feel like I'm glowing, and it's kind of like a lit from within glow, and it is so beautiful. I used this, I put it on. I don't have any powder, like setting powder on my face today at all, which is so nice. That Revlon foundation is self-setting, so is the Candid concealer. Makes my life so much easier. Don't have to worry about like drying up my skin by putting too much powder on there. I have no powder underneath my eyes. My under eyes look so good. So happy with it. I love this highlighter so much. I paid $3 for this, and I think it was totally worth that. I probably would have paid the $6 that it is originally and still been very happy with it. Moving on, I will talk to you about the eyeshadow palettes that I used. First, let's take a moment for this beautiful lime neon green eye look that I did today. So into it. It's so bright. It's so fun. I'm so into it. So a while back, the same time that I bought my Solar Flare palette, I bought the Avocado Toast palette. Now, I haven't used this one yet. I actually forgot that I had it. But I'm so glad that I pulled it out today. It's a really beautiful green palette. Kind of grungy, but the greens in here are so beautiful. I actually have a couple of them swatched on my hand. These two are from the BH palette. I believe that the lighter one is this one right here, and then the darker one is Guac down here. So this one is Ripe, and then we have Guac. Really beautiful. I did not use the Guac shade today. It had more of like a blue undertone to it, and that wasn't what I was looking for. But I did use Ripe and Avo Toast. So these two, I did use both of those shades out of this palette. The next one I used is the Moira Kiwi Be Friends palette. So adorable. I love this packaging. It matches my whole aesthetic today. I think I only used 2 shades out of this palette as well. So I used this really bright green. This is called Kiwi Talk. And then I used this much deeper green down here called Late Nights. I used that to just kind of deepen up my outer V. Both really beautiful shadows. This green is so good. I will show you when I use it. It's so good. The last palette that I used is the Rude City of Neon Lights palette. I just used maybe 1 or 2 shades out of this palette as well, 2 shades. So I used this, no, 3. I used this really beautiful bright yellow. I used this as a transition color. I used this color all over my inner, no, was it this color? No, it's this color. This color all over like my inner lid. Really beautiful, nice and reflective. And then I believe I used this green over here in my crease. So really beautiful. 3 different palettes. I know that this makes it a little bit difficult to recreate what I'm doing, but you don't have to use exactly these colors. You could do this with any, just use the technique. You could do this with any shades of green that you like if the neon is too much for you, because I completely understand that this is a lot, but I would definitely rock this any day of the week, any hour of the day. It is totally my thing, and I'm so into it. Let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to use my big fluffy Dew Color brush. This is my Dew Color 03, just a big fluffy blending brush. And the first color that I'm going to dip into is in the Rude palette. I'm going to go straight into this really bright yellow. This is called Little Miss Starshine. This really beautiful bright yellow. And I'm just going to take this all over underneath my eyebrow. Just kind of tapping it on at first and fluffing it out. We're not looking for any kind of certain shape today. We're just going to let the shape be very organic. And we're just going to let it basically build itself. I'm going to tuck this right underneath my eyebrow and bring it all the way in. to my inner corner. This is just going to fan out around that brighter green that we put down, and the two are going to blend together and be so, so pretty. Really tucking it underneath my eyebrow. I have not done any of my highlighting yet because I will be using my Alchemist palette today. I want to use the green in here again. So freaking pretty. I'm kind of hooked. Really, really beautiful. I still have to remember to call. I have to remember to call my sister-in-law and thank her for that palette because really, really just such a gem. I'm going to go into the Moira palette now and go into that kiwi shade. This one, this really beautiful pastel green. I'm going to go in with another Dew Color brush. This one is just a bit smaller. This is my Dew Color 09. So same thing, just a fluffy blending brush, but just a bit smaller. I'm going to go right in and get a good amount of this on my brush. You're going to see how pigmented this is, and it's going to blow your mind. Just boom pigmentation. And for a pastel, I think that's pretty freaking special, if you ask me. I think it is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I just love the color. This like bright neon green. I know it's not a fall look. I know that this is probably much more springtime, summertime. But you know what? I know that there is, you know, makeup theory and things that, you know, if you want your makeup to look good, you probably should follow. But for this look, I am choosing not to follow any rules. I am choosing not to listen to the makeup theory. And I'm just going to do what makes my heart happy. And rock a bright neon green eye look. Because it is freaking beautiful. I know it's not fall yet, but summer's definitely on its way out. It's getting so much cooler at night around here now. I live in the mountains. And during the day, it's still like super hot and like, oh, I'm dying hot. But at night, it gets in like low 50s. It's so pretty. We're going to start opening the windows soon. I can't wait till the mosquitoes go away so I can open the windows and not have to worry about bugs getting in the house. I'm just really trying to marry the green and yellow together and really kind of erase any kind of line that might be there. This look is actually really simple and easy to do. It just looks like it's difficult. And that's my favorite kind of eye look. It's, you know, the kind that looks like you spent hours like really paying attention to your makeup and really trying, but it really only took you 15 minutes. I mean, it would only take me 15 minutes if I didn't sit here talking the whole time. But lots of payoff, little effort. That's my thing. Okay, so that's beautifully blended. It's beautiful already. But now we're going to go we're going to go into avocado toast. Avocado toast. And we're going to go into Avo Toast first. I'm going to go in with the same brush. I'm not even going to worry about wiping it off or anything. I'm just going to dab into Avo Toast. And I'm just going to bring this through my crease, not all the way to my inner corner. I'm going to stop just short of it. And I'm not going super heavy with this color either. Don't worry if you get it on your eyelid. We're going to be doing a half cut crease. Just ever so lightly taking that shade and just kind of fluffing it out. Now I'm going to go into an even smaller brush. Let's do, this is just my e.l.f. eye contour brush. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to go into Ripe now, which is this really beautiful, I wouldn't say dark green. It's more of like a mid-tone green. It just looks dark compared to the super bright shadows that we've got on. I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush to do this. Going into the same color. Just deepening up our crease just a little bit. Putting it on our outer V. I want to go about 1/3 of the way in. Just creating a little bit of dimension with this shadow. Bring it all the way up to my crease. And really kind of blending it out at my outer V. Bringing it just over the, the highest arch of my crease, maybe about halfway through. Just a little bit of shadow there. And see, it still looks so beautifully blended. There's no harsh lines there. It's one of my favorite things about this brush is you can place and blend at the same time and not have to worry about using a different brush. Love it so much. Now I'm going to move on to a darker color. I'm going to go back into I lost that bright green just a little bit. I'm going to go back into the Moira palette and go into the Kiwi shade with the same brush. I'm going to wipe this one off. Do a little bit more of the Kiwi shade. I just really want to make sure that this really bright shade doesn't get lost. It's really what gives all the pizzazz to the look. Now in the same Moira palette, I'm going to go into that really beautiful deep dark shade. This is called Late Nights. I'm going to use my Morphe Jeffree Star brush. This is the JS11 or the JS13. This is the JS13. So just a really teeny tiny blending brush. This is perfect for crease work. And I'm just going to gently tap into that shade. And really focus this only on my outer V. Just like that, just to really bring a little bit more depth to our outer area. And then I'm going to go back into the same brush that I used for that bright yellow and just go back over top of everything and just really melt everything in. Super, super pretty. Very, very happy with that. I've got nice dimension, nice depth. And now we can move on to cutting our crease. For my cut crease today, I will be using my NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer. I just need a very, very small amount of this. I'm only doing a half cut crease, and I'm not going ham on it. To cut my actual crease, I'm going to use my favorite cutting brush. This is my AOA Studios E123 brush. Just a very, very thin, very, very stiff, flat packing brush. Perfect for cutting a crease. I'm going to dip just the tip and get just a small, tiny amount on my brush, and starting at my inner corner. I like to take it a bit further on the top than I do the bottom. I don't like to have like a straight line there. And then I'm just going to take my finger and pat over the edge just to kind of blur it further. I have hooded eyes, so if I open my eye right now, this concealer is going to go everywhere, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go right back in to my Rude palette, and I'm going to go into this really beautiful like chartreuse shimmer. This is called A Beat to Remember. Really bright lime green shimmer. Oh, I got sun in my eye. Okay, it didn't transfer. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I'm going to use my NYX concealer. Not my NYX, but my e.l.f. concealer brush. Really just dense packing brush. And I'm going to start packing this shade. Onto the concealer. I love these Rude shadows. They're really quite beautiful. So pigmented and easy to work with. Look how bright that is. Tell me that doesn't make your heart happy. I know it certainly does mine. So absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to go back in with the Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to go into this really beautiful, this is called Neon Story. So this kind of like mid-tone green again. This one is a bit brighter though. And just go over top where the shimmer meets the darker green, and just help that transition just a bit. Not going to be super noticeable, but it does blur that line so beautifully. So absolutely gorgeous. And that is pretty much the eye look done. We're gonna do our bottom lash line. Before I do that though, I'm gonna take my towel here and just kind of sweep away anything that might have fallen down onto my cheek. I'm gonna take my beauty blender good as new. I have a little bit of something here, but I will probably go over that with just the tiniest bit of foundation. Like the teeniest, tiniest bit. just to kind of clean it up. Okay, now we're gonna go in with our final steps. I'm gonna go back into the Kiwi Be Friends palette. I'm gonna go back in and use that really beautiful kiwi shade. I'm gonna go in with my Dew Color 08. So this is just a teeny tiny kind of flat packing brush. It's flat and fluffy at the same time. I'm just gonna use the tip of this and get some of that pigment right on the tip. And just pack this on right underneath my eye. Staying fairly close to my lash line, not really blowing it out a whole bunch. Just really want that bright pigment down there. I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. small angled brush, and I'm going to go that really beautiful deep dark green color. Keeping it right on the lash line. Going back into the Jeffree Star Morphe brush. And softening that up just a bit. This is my favorite under eye technique. It really brings that shadow. I'm gonna add a little bit more of that Kiwi Be Friends to brighten up again. And that's it. That is it for the eye for right now. We're gonna go in and add our highlights in just a minute. Before I do that though, I'm gonna use this another AOA Studios product. This is the Artista liquid liner. This is in the shade green. Kind of perfect for this look. I'm just gonna do a line across my upper lash line. Nothing super bold or thick, just a nice little line. Really pretty. And then I'm going to go in to my upper waterline with my Milani Stay Put liner. This is in the shade Semi Sweet. I didn't want to go with black. I thought that would be too much. And then on my bottom lash line, this is the fun part. We're going to do this NYX Epic Wear liner in the shade Cosmic Yellow. Really, really bright, vivid yellow liner. Really going nice and heavy on it. bright yellow, so beautiful. My camera isn't picking it up the way that I would like it to, but it is very, very pretty. And really ties in everything in a very, very beautiful way. So happy with it. The mascara is really, really going to bring everything together and really bring in that last little bit of drama that I feel like this look needs. But before we do that, let's highlight. I'm going to use my little Dew Color brush. This is my Dew Color 08, just that tiny little packing brush. Love it so much. And I'm going to go into, so we have green emerald, blue sapphire, ultraviolet, and pink. Let's do green. I knew I was going to do green. It just so impressed me yesterday. I am barely tapping into here. And I'm going to bring it right look at that. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to go ham on it like I did yesterday. I'm really going to do it just underneath the arch of my brow. This look is loud enough. It doesn't need all of that. But really, it just adds so much. I'm going to put a little bit on my inner corner. Just because it makes me happy. This is such a special palette. Really is such a special palette. I just cannot stress that enough. I'm so in love with it. It's insane. I'm going to go in with my lash primer. This is that point where you guys can use that little fast forward button. I know this is so boring, but I do have to do it. I'm going to go in with my NYX On The Rise Lash Primer. I'm going to do a nice bit of this on both my upper and lower lashes. And then we'll talk about what I have on my lips. I just went with like a warm neutral lip today. I didn't want to overshadow the eye look. I really wanted to let it speak for itself today. So I used my Milani, my favorite nude lippy lip liner. This is my Milani Color Statement lip liner in the shade 09 Spice. I just took this and used it to lightly define my lips, and then went over that with my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. This is in the shade Driven 55. I just did a light layer of that over top. Really beautiful. And then over top of that, because I just had to and couldn't help myself, I used this. Now this is the e.l.f. lip lacquer, but this is from the Mint Melt collection. This is called, I think, Sparkling Mint, Mint Sparkle. I love this gloss. It's so unexpected. It's really beautiful, just clear gloss. It's got like a minty smell taste to it. But the sparkles are green. Now, I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but in the sunlight, it is so spectacularly beautiful. It's just like this green, like haze over your lips, and I thought it tied in so beautifully to the eye look that we did today. I was so, so happy with it. I am happy just in general with this eye look. I think it's so beautiful. I haven't done like anything like this in a good long while, so I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. Yeah, that's about it. That's our look for today. What do we think, guys? Are we happy? Do we love it? Do we hate it? Would we wear it? Would we not? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. And yeah, happy Tuesday. That's what I'm filming, so happy Tuesday. I managed to keep this one under 40 minutes, so I'm pretty happy with that as well. It's no more, an hour and 5 minute long videos. I'm sure it'll happen again in the future, but for today, we won. We kept it under 45 minutes, which was what I was aiming for. Guys, I love you so, so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for visiting my channel. Your support is appreciated and welcomed more than you guys know. This is so cathartic for me, just sitting down and sharing my makeup with you guys. Again, as always, no filters, no edits, no smoothing filters, no beauty mode, no nothing. Just me sitting down in front of my camera, hoping you guys are liking what I'm doing. As always, I will post finished pics on my Facebook page, Makeup for the Everyday Mama, so please head on over there and check it out. And yeah, I love you so, so much. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.